Hello everyone, and welcome to my video. And I think it's fair to say that I have got a lot of explaining to do. My last video for this playthrough was in 2017, and it's now 2020, and some of you might be wondering why I was absent for such a long time. Before I get to that, I just want to say that I am continuing this from where I left off. So I'm heading to the North sector. I'm heading to the South Badlands, where I will be card battling the final Black Agumon, and I will then be moving on to the Numamon. And the reason why I was absent for such a long time was because I have a lot of emotional health problems. Technically it's called mental health problems, but I prefer to say emotional health because I think that's a kinder label. I think it just sounds a bit better, nicer, and it's probably more true in my case. I have a lot of problems with depression and anxiety. My mood can get incredibly low. My anxiety and worrying and stress and all things like that can be incredibly high, and as a result of that, it can really affect me. I can really struggle when it comes to day-to-day living. I can really neglect myself at times, and things got really bad for me. As well as feeling terrible, I got into an awful routine. I was awake all night, sleeping all day. I wasn't preparing any food or doing any cooking or anything like that. I was living off junk food, takeaways, things like that. My personal health and hygiene was abysmal, and where I became so unmotivated, I just didn't have the commitment to stick to the gaming. So I paused, and because things were so bad, I ended up being admitted into a psychiatric hospital in February 2018, for the 6th time, in fact. I've had other hospital admissions in 2015, 2016, and I have what they call treatment-resistant depression, where medications such as antidepressants and things like that don't seem to help me. Therapy and things like that don't seem to help me, and they were unable to help me with my problems, and so they discharged me from hospital in the hope that they can support me at home in the community. So I am home again, but I'm not feeling very ambitious that it's going to go well. I don't know how long I'll keep this recording up for. I don't know if I will see it through, or if things will fall apart again, but I still have pretty intense problems. Emotionally, things are pretty much how they were. The only difference is that I'm at home instead of at hospital, because they seemed to think that being in hospital wasn't doing anything for me. So they discharged me because it seemed pointless keeping me there. So they're trying to support me in the community. I'm not very ambitious that it's going to work out, I have to be honest, but I thought that I would at least try and do some recordings. There's a realistic chance that I'll disappear again and my activity will pretty much cease again. I really don't know, but at the moment I am just trying to just see how things go. I'm still living at the same place that I was back in 2017, and I watched over. Well, I sort of scanned through like the last few uploaded videos just to try and remind myself of where I'm up to, and it seems that I've defeated 4 of the Black Agumons. The 5th one is in the South Badland, and then there's the Numamons, and I did play ahead just to figure out the correct circuit boards, because I did use the internet to find out the locations and the servers, but I wasn't sure what the correct circuit boards were, nor did I know the specific path. So I played ahead, and I have sort of done a bit of doodling where I've sort of drawn a map, kind of, which guides me through the circuit boards. After coming to the west sector via the circuit board on the plug cape, you'll notice that I then went into a different circuit board in the North Badland. That was just to change the server, because I was in the wrong server when I initially came to the west sector. Now I'm in the right server, and I'm in the circuit board which contains the final Black Agumon, and I'm heading in his direction. The maps basically guide me through the circuit board so that I don't get lost. I go in the right direction, and I go straight to the Digimon who are looking to card battle me. As for the specific circuit boards, that isn't written down, but I think I should be able to remember it, because it was only not long ago that I practiced. Well, here is the last Black Agumon, who I believe has Desire Access. I believe that's the legendary card that he uses. So I've got a vicious hacking and a freeze bug, so I can probably take care of his desire access. What I mean by that is I can probably trash it. He has a freeze bug, but it doesn't matter because I will cancel out his freeze bug with a freeze bug. Okay, well, he does have desire access. He also has a program card. But from what I remember, I think he uses the program card to get a charge terminal, and then he doesn't do anything else. So, if I'm remembering rightly, actually, hold on a minute. Actually, I might be confusing him with a different Digimon. I think he gets a gold aura and beast energy, which will make him superior. But I've got control parts, so I can just do this. Okay, so the first point goes to me, but we haven't seen the last of his desire access, because he also has that green card which enables you to go into the trash and bring one card back out, and that's what and he will use that to retrieve his desire access. But Deceive Cloak enables me to get a vicious hack in. I've already got a freeze bug, so if he doesn't use his desire access immediately, then hopefully I'll be able to put a stop to it. With the cards I've got, I should be able to win without needing the charge terminal. That won't make any difference. So I am now done with the black Agumons, and it just leaves the Numamons. Okay, so now I'll just go back the way I came, and the first Numamon, well, the circuit board is in the the west sector, the North Badlands, which is convenient. I'm just checking the map to see what way back I need to go. Okay. The only problem is I do need to change server, but that can be done quite easily. When I arrived in the west sector, that circuit board that I went in order to change the server, I just need to go back there and do the reverse journey, and then I need to then, in the North Badland, I need the circuit board which is connected to the plug cape and the north sector. The one that I used in order to get to the plug cape to the west sector, that's the circuit board that I need. And then all the other Numamons are located in the north sector, which is convenient because the circuit board that I will be the circuit board with the first Numamon is connected to the north sector, so I'll be able to go straight to the north sector, but I will need to switch servers probably at least a couple of times, because the Numamon vary from server to server, and it seems that the 5 Numamon have to be defeated in a certain order. When I practiced, I did go up against them in the correct order. I then tried to see if it's possible to do them in a different order, because that would have been a bit more convenient, because it would have meant switching through the servers less, but it seems that they do have to be beaten in a specific order, because when I tried to do a different order, the Numamon wasn't where he was meant to be, so I assumed that the problem was me not doing it in the correct order. So I've got information written down, the locations, the sectors and the servers. I've also got the maps which I drew, which guide me through the circuit boards. It's on paper next to me, and I will need to look at it every now and then, so I might briefly pause at times. You might hear me scrolling through paper, but it's all for the best, because it will guide me correctly and it will be quicker that way. I'm just checking it now. Just checking which way I need to go. Okay. The maps that I've drawn, they probably only make sense to me, to be honest. They probably wouldn't make sense to other people, as I suspect that other people are probably too smart to understand the drawings. I think they would only make sense to people of a low IQ such as myself. But hey, sometimes it seems that sometimes it pays to be done. Now, seeing as it's been such a long time since I last recorded, and I only scanned through a few of my videos, I don't know exactly what I did and didn't mention in other parts, but what I will say is that I think the Numamon are the only other characters that I'm going to be having card battles against, because I succeeded at the 2 dual islands. You can do each dual island twice, but you don't really have anything to gain from it, I don't think. The tamers who Digimon battle you after you complete the Asuka dual island, they can also card battle you and give you 5 other legendary cards, but the amount of charisma that you need is very high, and it's going to be impossible for me to reach the amount of charisma that I need, because even if I was to maximize Kotemon's charisma somehow, it still wouldn't be high enough, the amount of charisma that you need is apparently over 2,000. I think it might have been 2,800, something like that. So I'm not going to be able to card battle them. There's no point doing the dual islands twice. I'm not going to be able to get any more legendary cards. So once I defeat the Numamons, I have a feeling that only leaves the final bosses, Lord Megadeth, followed by Galacticmon, because I beat the Megami President, I beat those black Digimon that are scattered throughout the Amaterasu server. I beat the Ice Witch, Dark Knight, Fire Knight on both servers. Ice Master, Dark Master, and Fire Master. Yeah, I can't think of anything else which is outstanding. So once I'm done with the Numamons, I think all that will be left then is preparing for the final boss. And it would probably make sense to get my Kotemon up to level 99 to give myself the best possible stats. Try and make the most of potential Digivolutions, potential techniques. Obviously, I can only have the Digivolution of 3 Digimon, so it's going to be wise to consider which 3 I should pick regarding the techniques that they have and the stats that they have. My Kotemon is level 82. I've only got the potential of 17 more level ups, but I might as well do it in the interest of getting the best possible stats. Some things that might be worth exploring is that Metal Mumemon can learn, I think it's him who can learn Slow Down, a technique which decreases the enemy's speed. That has the potential to be useful. I think Devimon has, I think it's called Defense Down, which reduces the enemy's defense. And then I think it's Myaltismon has Armour Off, which greatly reduces the enemy's defense. Those techniques could be useful, so it might be worth learning the Digivolutions of those Digimon if I haven't already, and then learning those specific techniques. And well, I think that's about it in regards to preparation. I'm not going to deny I am worried about completing the game. I have a bad feeling that my MP might not stretch as far as it needs to. I am worried that I might not succeed at this challenge, with MP being the main issue. But I just need to do all the right things to try and put the odds in my favour as much as I can. And when choosing which Digivolutions to have, when choosing which techniques I think will serve me best, I do also need to consider the MP consumption of the techniques and how important the techniques are. So the black Agumons, the legendary cards that they had were program cards, and the legendary cards that the Numemon have are Digimon cards, which in my opinion are less threatening. I think that program cards are more threatening than Digimon cards. I think program cards are more dangerous. So I think I should find the Numemons easier than the black Agumons. But we'll just have to see. The legendary Digimon cards, they cost 4 energy points. Seeing as they're legendary, I thought it would make more sense if they didn't cost any energy points, because legendary cards are meant to be superior to normal cards. And I know that the legendary Digimon cards have the potential to have superior stats to the normal Digimon cards, but at the cost of 4 energy points, that is quite a lot. So I think that the legendary Digimon cards probably would have worked better if they didn't cost energy points. I think that would result in them living up to their name a bit better. But the decision was for them to cost 4 energy points. Now, am I able to pause down here? I am. I think that's probably enough for this part, so I will stop there. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.